Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cara and in today's video I'm going to be talking about internet friends. So our parents always told us not to talk to strangers on the internet, but generally that's where people make the best friends, is on the internet, talking to strangers. Figures. So I've been on like social media since I was about 13, 14 and I started making internet friends when I was like 14. Through Tumblr and through Twitter, and I used to have a One Direction Tumblr which I had like 3,000 followers on it, and I had people follow me from all over the world, and I talked to a few people, and one of them I actually got to meet a few years ago, and her name was Sarah, and I'll insert a picture now. And we talked for years, and we had a little Tumblr, just of like One Direction stuff and like a little group, and I think it was called Niall Horan's Babes or something like that, I can't remember really. And we talked for years just about random stuff about One Direction, like that's obviously how we became friends. And then in 2014 I went to Singapore on holidays for schoolies, and as she lives in Singapore I got to meet her, and it was so exciting, but it was the scariest thing of my entire life. I've never met anybody off the internet before, and here I was in a foreign country standing with my friends who I was on holiday with, and I'm just standing there waiting for someone to show up, and then when I see her, like all the nerves just went away. I was so excited, so happy, and we went out for tea together, we did some shopping, and like we still talk to this day, and she's such a good friend of mine. I also had some other friends that I made through Twitter as well, but they were my best friends for a while, and they are not my friends anymore, just for personal reasons, but we're not going to go into that. But I did meet them off the internet as well, of Twitter, and they lived like around my area, so that was fine. And another friend that I met, her name was Laura, and I'll insert a picture of her now. And I went to Queensland for my 20th birthday in June, and Laura lives in Queensland, and we met through Twitter, and we just talked for like about a year ago or so, and we just talked and we got to know each other and we got along, and then we finally met, and it was so much fun because it was a surprise and I didn't know. My boyfriend actually planned a surprise with her, so they had it planned for weeks, and I had no idea. I had no idea what was being planned. I knew I had a surprise, but I didn't know what was going on, and I actually might insert a little clip of that now. But basically, I have friends all over the world, and I have one friend in particular that I've been friends with since I was 13, and I'm 20 now, so that's like 8 years. I've been friends with her for 8 years, and we were friends through Tumblr, and then we became friends through a band on Twitter as well. And she lives in the UK, and her name is Sophie, and we always Skype, we always Snapchat each other, we always talk on Facebook and all this stuff. I think it's super cool that something like a website, a band, a particular singer, a movie, or a fandom, anything like that, a YouTuber for example, can bring people together from all over the world, and they can become the bestest friends even without meeting each other. I think it's the coolest thing, and I'm so grateful to have those people in my life. And some things I would just want to give you tips about for meeting internet friends is make sure you know who you're talking to. If you have been friends for a while and you've never Skyped, you've never had a Snapchat, you've never had, say, a video message or anything like that, I would not meet them. And the thing about this is because sometimes you never really know who you're talking to. I've been catfished so many times. I used to use a pen pal website, and I was catfished so many times, and they were older guys and I had no idea. And when you're talking to someone and you're planning on meeting up, make sure you do it in a public place. You've seen their face before, you've spoken to them on the phone, or you've done a video call, or you've Skyped or anything like that. Know that the person you're talking to is the person you're going to meet, because even though you may be best friends, they could still be lying and they're not who they say they are. So that's one little tip I would give. And the second tip is, if you're too scared to go on your own, bring along a friend and invite the other person to bring along a friend with them. Sometimes the nerves of meeting someone off the internet is really, really, really scary. So if you bring along a friend of yours and they bring along a friend of theirs, they're not going to be as scared, and if anything happens, they can, you always have that friend by your side to rely on, because they're there to support you. So that's my little video about internet friends. I know that the best thing in the entire world, and I would not be, I just know that when I go over to the places where I have friends, I'm gonna meet them and it'll be great. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and I will see you next week. Bye. The book is that Lara Jean, who is the main character, has written love letters to all the boys she's loved.